Hello. I had another dream, guys. March the 23rd, 2012 at 9 a.m. Actually, I had laid down because I was pressing myself. I was really tired. At 8:30 in the morning, I laid back down um, home because I didn't feel too well. Um, so I woke up at 9 a.m. with this dream. Okay. So it started off as me and my husband were at home doing our thing as usual, relaxing, and he was in the front room. And I was in the kitchen on my computer or doing other things, you know. You know how us women are, you know. In the dream, it was like I was tending to some things in the kitchen. I began to hear this small rumble that we usually hear in the sky. Those sounds that they are speaking of all over the world. Even I recorded some very weird sounds, but in this dream, it was sounding like a skyquake. But this time it wasn't in the sky. The rumble was in the ground, and it was like an earthquake that slowly escalated and was consistent this time. I had never felt an earthquake that rumbled for a long time and it lingered. Okay, this was a constant rumble on the ground. You know, normally with an earthquake, it escalates and it goes up and it goes up. I mean, you know, it goes higher on the Richter scale. This stayed in a position. Started out low on the Richter scale between 1 and 5, and it lingered. Yeah, it didn't move. It just lingered, and it got stronger. Okay, it was raining real heavy to the point you couldn't see while this earthquake was in consistent state of. See, here in Oklahoma, when we had that earthquake of 5.6 here just recently, I think it's some months ago. This was not very much more than that. It was like 5.8. And this lingered. Okay. First, the earthquake that's lingering. And then here comes this just downpour of rain that no matter what you do, I mean, even windshield wipers is not going to keep you from being blinded. If you were driving in it, you would have to literally pull over. And then hail began to fall at an abnormal rate, and with golf ball size hail, and they were getting bigger as the downpour continued. It was so bad that while I was in the kitchen, the hail was busting out windows all over the place. And I saw my blinds coming out of the window and glass breaking. And that's when I saw the water that was in the ponds and lakes were being shaken violently to the point the water was coming out of them onto the land. Okay. The rain had already overfilled the ponds and the lakes. And as I was seeing this out the window, I was like, oh my God, you know, we didn't even think to look out the window because we weren't afraid. It was like the rumble is just like a normal rumble that we always hear, like you would in the sky. But then when we felt it on the ground, I was like, I looked at him and I said, did you feel that? He said, I feel it now. And then it escalated and escalated until it stopped on a Richter scale of 5.8. And maybe it might have been 5.6, but 5.8 is what I'm sticking with. Because Oklahoma had that 5.6, and I live here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that 5.6 was enough to bring me out of my house because I was afraid the infrastructure was going to fall. So this 5.8 was just a tad bit, you know, a little bit heavier, just a tiny bit heavier. And it lingered. It didn't, you know, do the rumble for a certain amount of minutes and then stop. This was a rumble that was lingering. Okay? It was, you know, it really, I got on the internet even after this dream and began to start searching for any that did linger. But this is a phenomenon that I evidently dreamed about here. Okay, while all this is going on in the earthquake, it's still lingering at a low-grade heavy shake of 5.8. The waters from the lakes and ponds were being shaken as like as a glass of water. You know, the more someone shakes it, the more it, you know, begin to flop out of the glass. Well, this is the way the waters look in the pond and in the lakes. I called on my husband to come and look out the window because we were in the house and we didn't even know or think to look out of the window to see what was going on. Now, in this dream, the surroundings didn't look like where I stay now. It looked like a second floor condo. And we live in a house right now. Okay? But our furniture is the same in the home. I was thinking in this dream, why isn't anyone calling to see if one another was okay? I began to call around and everybody was frantic, but no one was calling us. Family members just showed up at the door and I said, this is a surprise. And they were needing shelter and help. I mean, they were coming out of this hailstorm or some kind of destruction that was outside. I seen a sister-in-law that I don't hardly see very much. And, you know, I wasn't sure it was the kids, but, you know, it was just a little small handful of people came to my door. My mother was at the door. And then my grandchildren. And I only seen one or two of them. Now, there were white bunny rabbits hopping all over the place through the window. And I was trying to shoot them like in a video game. Yeah, right. This is a mystery why this was in my dream. Like, what are the bunny rabbits doing in this dream? Anyways, I was shooting them and they were near my window while hail and rain is coming through. And the earthquake is still consistent at a 5.8. Now, you got rain downpour, you got hail, and the hail is like getting bigger and bigger as it comes down. It starts at a golf ball size and then it becomes larger than golf ball size as the downpour continues. I mean, it's like somebody is large and in charge throwing everything at every building, at all the windows. You know, it's like a giant just throwing everything, you know, just tearing up everything with these golf ball size hail. And it was bigger than that. Okay. And I kept looking through the window while this was going on, and I said to myself, could this be the beginning of the Madrid fault, collapse, or destruction? And I said, oh no, the Madrid fault? And I mean, I was like right at the peak of this dream of asking God, what is this? You know, I've seen things like rain and snow, and I've seen this in history back, I think, early 90s, where it was beautiful, sunny and hot, and then by the evening, we were raining, and before it could even get dark, we were snowing. But this one is unusual. This is an earthquake that lingers. I mean, you know, an earthquake is very destructive, and it lingered, and it didn't quit. And throughout the whole dream, all like, you know, we were bouncing, you know, shaking around at the same time, you know, rain's pouring down and the hail is being chunked. I'm like, wow, I have never seen this before. But anyway, before I could get my answer, the phone rang and woke me up. Now, this is all within 30 minutes of a cat nap. So you all, if you have any revelation from the Lord, feel free to make a comment. Also, I do want to say this. I believe, I began to look at this and try to analyze this. The bunny rabbits, man, it was kind of like beyond me until it was like this answer popped up in my head. Like it was just given to me, dropped in my spirit. That could this mean Easter, Resurrection Day in April? So, that's what I relate the bunny rabbits to, of a time and a season at the time of this. Okay, so give me your comments, and God bless, and make sure you make the Lord number one in your life. Bye-bye.